adjectives that best describe me are being tenacious, being very rational, and being kind. Those three. Yes. My approach to leadership is generally to empower my team, to have the atmosphere of getting things done and raising the right questions and providing solutions. So my team members are always involved in these three principles and making sure we get things done together. Okay, so my all-time motivational quote is actually a Bible verse, John 8:14. And in terms of context, the Pharisees were questioning why Jesus was giving an account of himself, sort of justifying what he does or who he is. In his response, he says he can give an account of himself and it will be valid because he knows where he's coming from and he knows where he is going. Whereas they did not know where he was coming from and where he's going. And this has been my favorite quote because I believe the world always tries to impose on us their views of who we should be, and we should be confident in who we think we are, regardless of what the world may think. Angela Merkel, German Chancellor, I think she's a strong woman. She has been able to hold the fort, but not just that, but on the world political stage. It's interesting to see how she was able to balance that and the general misogyny of most of our workspaces and political spheres, and even keeping a home at the same time. It would be interesting to get her insights on where she gets her strength and her strategy for managing the things that she does. Well, I think we have across Africa different dispensations. So look at Kenya, where M-Pesa is not really collaborating. They are sort of the market leader, and you could attribute that to the conditions under which it was formed and the sort of gap that it filled in Kenya. So they are larger than life in Kenya. And then you come to other markets like Nigeria, where it's mostly a bank-led conversation. Very few fintechs are able to differentiate themselves from the banks. And then you have, let's say, a Ghana, which is sort of like a middle ground, where there's a lot more collaboration happening between the banks and the fintechs. So you seem to have different sorts of deployments or implementations across Africa, depending on the specific economic conditions or industry, the level of growth of the industry, and that influences essentially how fintechs collaborate with banks. Zambia. Zambia for sure. Because it's a lot more like home and the weather is milder. But then let's not discount Abidjan because I love croissant in Abidjan. So depending on if the person asks if Solace has gone to a favorite place for food, I may actually have said Abidjan. But if it's where I spend most of my time and do my work, it would be Zambia. The one thing is attitude. I think we come from different backgrounds with different strengths and weaknesses, and in a team we sort of complement each other. But having the right attitude, the can-do attitude, the willing to learn attitude, or the willing to cooperate with others attitude, or the willingness to put the team goals above your personal ambitions or agenda is something I am really keen on and I look out for in members of my team. Fascination, I think, is cryptocurrencies, or let's say digital currencies. Seeing how it has evolved from the outliers where everyone was saying it wasn't going to work to what it seems to have turned into now, with regulators now trying to even adopt a form of it for their purposes. I don't think it's really clear how all this is going to play, but following the different developments has been very fascinating. It's a lot of changes in a very short time in our sphere, yes. So I have to say my boss, for me, is my favorite fintech leader. But I will consider the founders of Stripe, the Collison brothers, for their age and what they've been able to do is very inspirational. Aside from them, Stripe Masewa, or what he's been able to do with Econet and Zimbabwe. Okay, let's work with this. Fintech has come to be synonymous with payments now. But I believe in the coming years we're going to have a bit of an evolution where fintechs will sort of diverge into different spheres of life, different aspects of finance, and different ways of deepening financial inclusion beyond payments. And this may disrupt what a traditional financial sectors actually look like. So I'm looking forward to that growth or differentiation that fintechs are now going to start having to say fintech shouldn't be all about payments. And let's see how that also transforms the lives of people across the continent. The excitement and the constant change. Since I joined 8 years ago, we've changed roles enough times to feel like 3 sheets on our CVs, and almost every day there's a new challenge to look forward to and to solve. So you are constantly growing, constantly learning, constantly on the move, and that excites me because I'm not someone to stay down for too long. So I like the adrenaline sort of pump when you are always having to do new stuff.